All right, let the games begin. We're ready. The game's kicking off. Team Peps taking on Las Caducados. Let's go.
Yeah, we're excited to see this. Mewtwo X, Sylveon, Psyduck, Mega Lucario, Glaceon coming in for Las Caducados. Some really great front line there coming up with some solid backline to help support.
Just noticed that we have an Umbreon. Let me just double check whether that is allowed. I think it must be. We were under the impression that it was banned because of a bug, but it looks like it is being played here. It's not banned. Okay, cool. That is a relief, bro. I thought we were going to have to reset, but no, here we go. Going on down into that bottom lane is going to be that Umbreon with a Squirtle. That's a pretty decent lane.
Yeah, very strong as well. Look at the pressure as well that both these Pokemon, Mega Lucario and Zacian, are able to exert one another. Whoever's going to be able to gain the upper hand is going to have a really good shot. But one person solo in this bottom lane there, that Mewtwo X, trying to do whatever they can to hold the line down there.
Bro, I'm so excited that Las Caducados has already given us the Bertolo Sylveon that we've seen so much of recently. The Mystical Fire Menace is here on the field as these early stages have both evolutions, bringing the damage in the top lane.
Able to help curb the Mew and that Blastoise there with special attack drops there. So those debuffs are going to come in clutch. But look at the Mewtwo X. Caught in the mean look, put in a room, sent home to be punished.
Bro, that was you against the world as they try to desperately get back into the lane. But Team Peps now have some stacks. They can get down in this lane up here, though. Bertolo with the assistance of Glaceon. Niat providing the assistance here. Jose with the KOs. Niat finds another one. Las Caducados really controlling this top lane.
Yeah, this is really good for them there. They have a big old goose egg on their scoreboard there, so no stacks for anybody on their side. But being able to hold off this team, being able to stop them from also getting the crucial stacks that they need, even just for experience there, is absolutely demonic, and I'd love to see it because Regidrago's about to hit the field.
They're rushing to get their Glaceon to that level 6 that they've now managed to hit so they can get that combo out and really bring more damage. Whilst on the other side, they were desperate for Zacian to hit that level 5. They've now done that, so a little bit of a power balance will come through now as Mew and Mimikyu are going to start on this Regidrago.
Las Caducados does not seem to care about it, but they are going to go in for the KOs on the Regidrago. Mewtwo X is stalling down here. Umbreon Blastoise being kept into the pocket there. Regidrago going to the Mew. Las Caducados able to secure it.
Huge amount of experience here. This is going to go in their favor as we do see the evolution come down to the bottom lane. Does manage to land a huge amount of damage onto Blastoise. Focus Band will keep them on the field. Umbreon can run up the Flux Zone all day long, but they're back to the spawn room, as is Blastoise, as Las Caducados look to retreat. Mewtwo X falls to Nurse Joy.
Yeah, Mew's doing a nest combo down here in the bottom lane. Absolutely, those light screen empowered solar beam, but the Mimikyu's able to go down. This Sylveon Glaceon combo able to do its job, put the work and the beat down on. Umbreon taking a beating, but they're like, I'm on pad, I'm okay.
Potato here trying to defend against this Lucario. Rally trying to see if they can put some pressure on. In the meantime, though, it's all about this fight for the Regieleki. The rip comes through from Las Caducados. The zoning was there. Team Peps recognized we're not going to be able to get that. Let's go defend it.
Yeah, Regidrago goes to Team Peps, but Las Caducados takes the Regieleki. The huge surf from the Blastoise, pulling it behind, allowing them to just be like, no, we're going to let it walk in. Gonna go in, they take the point lead there. Team Peps starting the rip on the Registeel, but we do have Las Caducados gathering up top there, looking for the Mega Lucario, but the Registeel gets captured by Team Peps.
Definitely needed there, buddy. I mean, the good 28 overcap by Caducados in that bottom lane. You need to get some experience yourself and try to alleviate that right now. They're looking for it in the central area. Mav just puts up the shop right in the face of the opposition. Sends back Mewtwo. Blastoise comes in, finds Niat as well. Hydro Typhoon's going to be used here, trying to come through with a Surf and find another KO onto the Glaceon. But that is how difficult they are to catch. Jose jumps over the wall and just spits those Icicle Spears into them as Las Caducados manage to regroup and rotate to the bottom lane.
This is a really good position for Team Peps right now. They have a power position in the bottom here. They're trying to go there, but ooh, there we go. The Fairy Frolic comes out, picks up the KO onto that Blastoise, taking them down, sending them home. This is going to destroy the front lines for Team Peps in the bottom lane there, allowing Los Caducados to push deeper and start pressuring this experience.
We've seen multiple times now where both teams are getting so confident and they push really far. Right now, Los Caducados trying to zone them out onto their zone central area, recognizes that they're going to have to split up a little bit here and rotate into this top lane just to provide the assistance to this Lucario and Glaceon. We also have Team Peps up here as well. Mystical Mirage is going to come out here. That's just going to provide them with the assistance for their team. Doesn't work for Umbreon, though, as Jiraiya finds the KO.
Yeah, Umbreon is gone, but they're pulling the Mimikyu. Infinite Cyber comes in, picks up a double knockout there for that Mewtwo X. All of a sudden, Team Peps is finding themselves on the back foot. 198 to 62 as Los Caducados is running away with this.
Yeah, desperately trying to cut that score down as Team Peps right now still over 100 points in the lead is Caducados. All of those yellow dots on their side as well. We see a bit of Pac-Man play coming out now, allowing Team Peps to take this Regieleki. Jiraiya is showing face here, trying to see the vision on who is down in this bottom lane. They know it's not the entire team there for Team Peps.
No, absolutely. They're just saying, you know what, you take the Regieleki, we'll take the Reg Ice, we'll get that juicy experience, put it in our pocket, that AS energy, you know, we could use that too. Mega Lucario going in on the Mimikyu, taking them down completely, ignoring the Zacian there, who just came in and said, you know what, stop ignoring me!
I love that. Fairy Frolic isn't going to land on anyone here from Bergelo, but it does give them that movement speed that they were looking for. Mean Look, though, is going to shut them down from being able to try and hunt down that Mew. Brilliant effort from Marv. Zante back onto their pad. So right now, it's 198 points to 91. Jonathan, looking at their levels, is actually pretty even across the board. We've got a final fight on our hands in about a minute and a half.
Yeah, these levels, Team Peps has done a great job not allowing Caducados to take over their side of the map there. They're keeping the pressure on, keeping the vision, but a lot of the experience is still going into Team Peps' pocket. They're already kidnapping the Mega Lucario, putting him in the room and collapsing. Look at that! More experience for Team Peps!
The ambush. I love how Bruv was like, I'm going to go home, recognizes that Lucario's there, and is like, you know what, instead, we're going to get the KO. They take down Bertolo as well. This is a lot of experience that they're giving over to Team Peps unnecessarily at the moment. Nia trying to see if they can find the pull onto Mimikyu. The Glaceon keeping themselves in the back line, but the scores have gone in. Hydra Typhoon is going to be used here by Bruv. They're going to have to farm that back a little bit, but it has allowed the entirety of Team Peps to get out of that fight.
And just like that, this is a 53-point game. 52 points behind, but only 53 to take the lead there. 15 seconds until the basement Reggie spawns in. 15 now for the top there, and 30 for the massive, massive Kyogre before they come in and say, hello.
Jiraiya has gone into the Mega Form, so they're going to have to rebuild that up when Kyogre comes in. They will get the Regieleki, which will put a slight bit of pressure onto Team Peps. They're not going to be concerned about that going in, though. It's all about this Kyogre objective. Umbreon will get a 5-dunk. Regirock here for Team Peps. When there's a Kyogre, the game is not over, and already the rip coming through from Jose.
Yeah, that Glaceon just put the tap on it. Wants to get those stacks built up. The means coming in as well as the Infinite Cyber. The first KO is in as the Zacian. Taken down, followed by the Mewtwo X. Expert sniped by the Mew. Now we're going to hear a huge beat coming as Mega Lucario fall. Team Peps is collapsing. Taking down Glaceon. Taking down Psyduck. It is Bertello in a dream.
Oh, this is not an easy task. Team Peps have found a way to close the door on Los Caducados. They are only 60 points behind. Hundo Burger reigning in here will give them the lead. We've got a minute 15 left. These goals are disabled. No healing coming their way. It's all about the self-sustain of your Pokemon. They do manage to defend this T2. Right now, though, Team Peps know they're in the lead. They have the buffs. They just need to take the fight.
And there they go. They had the ambush there, and that's all of a sudden 1 and 2 gone. Nobody else taken down. Mega Lucario goes for the Zacian. Manages to connect, but that is an ace on Los Caducados. Team Peps opted to take the ambush and said, you know what? Get out of here. This is our game.
What a way to bounce it back into this game, bro. Low in They were down with points, but they kept up with levels. They managed to stop Los Caducados from taking their experience away from them, didn't allow them to get that pressure into their own central area, and it all came down to the final objective, Team Peps finding the KOs, and it was just easy to take that objective away once there was no one from Los Caducados to defend it.
Yeah, just isolate certain targets. You lost one of your own, but able to take down not one, not two, but three members of the opposing team for that trade. That is always a trade that you're going to do every day of the week. And one of the weaknesses of Los Caducados is they didn't have huge amounts of burst. It was a lot of damage over time. Albeit like it's a little bit quicker with the Glaceon there, but with that beam off of the Mew was just firing them one after the other after the other. And that thing was a rail cannon when it had that light screen up.
Yeah, I mean, this is why we love to see Zante's Mew come out. Like, it's so difficult to catch them on that Mew and provide support for their team, but they also land those beams every time. It was brilliant effort matching Jose realistically on that Glaceon as well, as we just wait for confirmation on the bans. Oh, it was a remake, so we didn't get to see what the bans were. But I mean, looking at what they've picked here, not a lot of healers coming through as we've been seeing in these games, Jonathan.
Yeah, El Creme, again, no love. Blissey, no love. Might have been on that ban list there. We'll never know. The teams will know. Maybe they'll tell us in post. We never know that. But we also have Eldegoss that wasn't there as well. Clefable not taken. There's so much potential. Even Hoopa, who doesn't get the credit on the stat screen for its healing, but provides excellent healing for its team. It's just... there's so much on the table, and I feel like that might have been a little bit of where Los Caducados was lacking. You got that sniper that is being used by that Mew, and we got some replays too, Rolantano.
Yeah, I genuinely love this game, but I think Los Caducados, they really managed to gain a foothold as soon as they just speed ran Jose to be able to get the levels they needed on Glaceon. They managed to grab quite a lot of these objectives, but it was the fact that Team Peps were so good at keeping hold of control on their own farm, not allowing Los Caducados to take over that experience as we usually see them do.
Yeah, that was a really good job. And as we come into here, look at the Blastoise there, able to hunt down and just survive. Being able to be like, you know what, the Hydro Typhoon's going to come out. We got some great picks from the Blastoise as well. I think maybe game 2, this might be a worthy ban.
I was literally just thinking that, bro. I think the Blastoise play that we've already seen today from Fizzy and now Bruv, it might be a chance to consider a ban. The issue is there's so many good Pokemon in this game. What do you let through for it? We've been seeing a lot of people banning that Vaporeon because, of course, the assistance it provides the team there. Suicune has finally been copying more bans, so it's a tough one, isn't it, bro? There's so many strong all-rounders and defenders in this game, and Blastoise is proving to be one of the best.
Yeah, but you also have to look too, like, even if the Blastoise comes up, is it worth taking in a first pick slot? Because as you said, there's so many. So do you give up the one in the Blastoise to try to secure more power picks for your team in that early phase? Because I think it's mostly tanks, supports, and a few of those all-rounders that everybody is vying for.
Yeah, 100%. So, looking at the back and forth of this game still, we hit the 2-minute mark. They do get a nice Regirock buff. That's going to be even better for Bruv on that Blastoise. But as soon as you take out these Pokemon, goodbye to the Glaceon. You've lost a lot of your damage. Brilliant effort from Klaus there to really shut them down. And then, I mean, come on. Bertolo is a brilliant player, but when you're up against the entirety of Team Peps, there's not a lot you can do, bro.
No, not a lot at all. But let's talk about Umbreon here. This Pokemon made it into game number 1 of this set. Teams were just like, you know what? Let's lock it in. We're not going to hesitate. Let's bring that sucker in. Let's go back to set number 1. Umbreon was legal. No bans, no picks. What's going on, guys? Come on.
I think the mean look was absolutely brilliant because, of course, looking at these evolutions, of course, we don't know where or what stage that Umbreon was picked, but they have got great maneuverability and good escape tools, buddy. So a mean look can be so important for taking down a Glaceon and a Sylveon because it gives your team those couple of seconds to just get on it. And as soon as you are on it in that place, it's not going to survive long. It's very much a low HP pool on those Pokemon.
Absolutely. I think one of the most memorable examples of that game was when Mega Lucario tried to go deep, tried to exert control in there, and Peps just said, no. Blastoise goes in for the surf. All of a sudden, Umbreon is there to mean look, put him in prison, and then we're going to send them on their way when we finally get the KO on them. Mega Lucario went for me like, la-di-da-di-da. Oh, snap, I got jumped by 5.
Yeah, that was so good. Bruv was like, I'm going to go home, get some heals, find out where I want to go. Saw the Lucario and was like, wait a minute, are they going to come in this bush? And the second they did, the team just closed around it. You know the communication was there. It was, get to me, I'm getting this Lucario in our central area, we're finding that KO.
And that's a strategy Peps utilized not once, not twice, but thrice throughout this game. Hide in the bushes. Make use of what that Kyogre map is able to provide. They were able to get them onto that initial fight at the Kyogre, and then once again afterwards, they're like, all right, we're going to push. Nope, never mind. They're going to come back. We're going to retreat. Psych! We're going to hide in a bush. We're going to wait. They're coming. They're coming. Once more. There we go. We see them. Jump them.
It's one of those where you've really got to get better at your bush checking, right? You get to the point where you're like, don't need to be too concerned about it. This team's not really playing that way. A lot of teams don't play that way, but they absolutely did on the side of Team Peps, and you don't really have those bush check tools on the side of a Lucario, for example. So it was a smart tactic. Let's see if they stick to it in this next game. Of course, Los Caducados, they have been throughout multiple times in this offseason. They've lost a game or they've gone down to a loser bracket, for example, but then they lock in, bro, and they bounce straight back. Multiple times they've been in that loser's side and then come back into the grand final in multiple tournaments. So I expect them to come out really strong here.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this as well because, like you said, they've been strong in tournaments. We have been a fan of them since day one. Listen, I've been a fan of the EU since I got here, so it's been amazing. It's been absolutely thrill. Like every team that I've got to see has been absolutely. Los Caducados was absolutely not there. Not like falling off the radar is what I meant. Like they've been there the whole time, and I've been like, ooh, I know this team. I get so excited when I see teams I recognize too. It's a little bit of a flaw of mine, but like when I see teams I recognize, even over in the NA scene, when the INGAGE did the NAEU brawl there, I can't remember what it was. I think it was the Ultra Series. That was amazing to see NAEU come up and clash against one another. I'm like, I know these teams.
Yeah, honestly, doing the multi-regional tournaments are some of my favorite to do as a caster for this game, and INGAGE do so many of them. We in that one we've got NA, we've got EU, you have LATAM as well, and I think it really did come down to LATAM began to dominate it, which we get to see a game from LATAM later on, and I cannot wait to see that, buddy. But it did come down to those two EU teams going up against two of the massive NA ones, and it was like, unfortunately, NA got the better of us. NA will always be the downfall of EU until one team can rise above the rest, and that's what I'm hoping we get to see in these leagues, is one team just really rise up and at least dominate to the point where you're like, you know what, that might be the NA killer, that might be the NA takedown team, but we'll have to see, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. But speaking of, game number 2 is already here. Los Caducados, Blaziken, Espeon, Hoopa, Gyarados, and Trevenant. Strong front line, really good backliner that's able to pivot from the front to the back. Strong team overall.
I love the fact that Zante's taken the Sylveon from Bertolo here. This is brilliant team response, and it's exciting to see. That it just works in your favor. Let's have a look at what's going to go on as we get into this one. Going into the central area will be Los Caducados Evolution. It's going to be the Rowlet doing the same for Team Peps.
Yeah, that is a Rowlet that's there, and I'm excited to see it. One more shot at a Razor Leaf Decidueye for Old Hyde here, even though we know it's going to be that Spirit Shackle. Long range, deep going into the enemy lines there. Huge power, and that's why you got the Hoopa. The downside of the Hoopa, it's not instant healing. But look at this, the pressure that Team Peps is putting on. Almost catches out the Blaziken.
How Jose managed to get out of that is insane, using the perfect timing on that eject. Zante is here on the Sylveon in the beautiful Hollow Air, but they are taken out. That's a huge amount of experience for Jose on this Blaziken.
Yeah, we're already going in there. We have that. Look at the effort bar on that Gyarados. Gyarados before 9 minutes! Los Caducados has did a very almost impossible achievement.
Bro, that's so close to the record that we have here in Engage in the UFC that we did. It was 9:19 for a Gyarados on the field. To have a Gyarados before that 9-minute mark is huge for your team. It's one of the biggest power spikes in Pokemon Unite, but Team Peps are trying to capitalize on it down in this bottom lane, at least with some great damage.
Yeah, when you got Gyarados on down that early, you gotta send your central laner to somewhere where it can get advantage there. That bottom lane looking pretty juicy. It's a Hoopa Trevenant down there, but look at this. Look, Caducados is trying their hand again. They're going into the center there as we have the Trevenant. Jirari looking for a way to get back.
Yeah, right now, Potato's going to have to get the citrus berries. 8:15 on the clock. Regidrago about to come on through. Points will reign in here. It's still the early stages, so people are just desperate to find the stacks that they need. Klaus manages to get another 16. If it is Spirit Shackle that I expect it to be, definitely will be stacking that attack wave.
Yeah, you definitely want to get that done early. You don't want to try to do it late game, because when you see a little Rowlet, you're like, it's not a threat. When you see a Dartrix, you're like, he's not a threat. When you see a Decidueye, you lock in. Doesn't matter what class you are, you're like, that Decidueye's gotta go.
And it's Rayquaza, bro. So we don't have a Regidrago. I wasn't expecting any team to vote for Rayquaza coming into this, but Los Caducados fancy it. They're going to go for that here. That's an interesting strategy from this squad. People usually prefer the other buffs.
Yeah, this is a really good one too, because one of the most prominent strategies that I've seen for Rayquaza is Rip and Flip. We got the grip. We have the ability to secure the flip there. Team Peps only has the Decidueye, which is locked into the back here, but they're not able to take it down. Hoopa and Trevenant are having one heck of a time against that Decidueye.
That was crazy. They're going to find the KO onto Mav here as well, although it'll take a lot of time to do so. It will open the door for them to grab this Regice and allow some points to go in on the side of Trevenant. Los Caducados now have got some decent control of this map. They have the point lead. Gyarados is in that top lane. They've got Unite moves ready to go. Team Peps still looking for their first.
Yeah, 178 to 60 there. Oh my gosh, look at the Decidueye coming in, committing crimes already. Wow, somebody put them in jail, but Umbreon is gone. Maybe it hit the ban list, or maybe no after this, but look at the rip on the Regilecki. Team Peps looking for a way to try to find a pick.
Yeah, we might have Zante just getting hints and moved here at the moment as they go back to the spawn room, but what an effort from Klaus there. Just turns up, throws an arrow, takes the objective, stops that pressure coming to the side of Team Peps, but they're not happy with that on the side of Los Caducados. They're gonna push the T2 anyway, recognizing they don't have the springboard at the home base here, so they can score points into that tier 2. 251 to 86, another 28 will go in for Team Peps as they try to stop that score lead.
Yeah, Team Peps breaks with a Decidueye 28 into the bottom there, but it's still a 140-point game. Slowbro comes in, tries to even it out a little more, but Blaziken claps back, breaking that T1 pad in the bottom. No more, but Team Peps has all of the experience in their favor. Infinite Cyber comes out as this team fight is looking to be in Los Caducados' favor. Sylveon's gonna go there, and Zante sent back home.
This is one of the reasons I love seeing Jose on the Blaziken. They are so difficult to catch, so difficult to take down. Great maneuverability on that Pokemon as they try and find these KOs. Mav here is just like, I'm going to try and survive as long as I can, but it's not easy to do with all those all-rounders beating me. And Los Caducados now, as I mentioned, they are bouncing back big time in this game.
Yeah, they're doing a great job being able to come back and exert more control on the map. Again, they haven't been able to dive too deep into the central path of Team Peps or go into the side lanes there, but they've been able to do a great job. But look at that. We do have that Slowbro coming in with the slow beam on the Trevenant. Take it down. That's a massive front line. Blastoise coming in with the Hydro Typhoon. We take down the Registeel.
That's massive for Team Peps. What a way to get the experience that you were so desperately looking for. Now you've got 11s and 10s across the board for your squad here. You get a huge KO onto Blaziken as they look to grab all of this experience in the lane as well. Everything has gone Team Peps' way in that bottom objective.
Yeah, everything is looking at this. No, this could be a game 3 scenario. It's too early to call, but the way Los Caducados is going, they want this. Look at them. They're already putting pressure onto this front. The knock-knock has to come out to try to deter them and to get away unscathed.
Oh, good effort here from Bruv to stop them getting all of that experience, but now they are surrounded as the overheat kick comes through, tries to use the Hydra Typhoon to buy themselves a little bit of space, but unfortunately they're KO'd before it can connect. What an effort from Jirare, but the recognition from Zante to jump over it. Very Frolic will be used here, hits 2 of them, gives them a decent amount of HP, but they get KO'd anyway as Gyarados finds it. Down the lane they go as Relly is looking to see if they can find the Mewtwo-X, but that is not an easy target, and they're sent back to Nurse Joy.
Yeah, we're going up into the top here. That is a Regieleki looking juicy down there at that tier 3 pad there, Tano. They're going straight to the home pad with this one, unless Team Peps is able to lock it down.
Gotta take it, you're absolutely right, but the overheat is ready to be cooked, and it is taken by Los Caducados. Can they find some KOs here though, Team Peps? That is how you alleviate the pressure of that going to your home pad, but it's a double for Bertilo. The power of the Espeon Psyshock Psybeam combo is a bit too much. Trying to go home is Slowbro. Will ignore the whiff of that Psyshock as Regieleki continues to walk to the home pad of Team Peps.
Now, between everybody hitting that from the side of Team Peps, Regieleki's going to be gone. But what's also really crucial is Los Caducados now has the entire map available to them while Peps looks to rip it. This is a lot of experience to put in their pocket. An objective, one last one before the Rayquaza spawns in, where they do have that rip and flip comp ready to go.
They have about a minute of this buff, the Regice, when this Rayquaza spawns on in, so that is good for their HP pools. But right now, it's all about who has the patience and who makes the first connection. Team Peps are going to be showing face in the top lane. Looks like they may be showing face to try and go for a flank here on the side of this Mewtwo. Recognizes that, in fact, they're all down in the bottom side. Knock is going to come on out here, looking to see the disruption, and the slow beam's going to go straight onto them. What an effort from Marv to stop that Unite move coming through. The bounce comes through again. Dragon Current is here as well. The rip from Rayquaza. There goes the Hydra Typhoon. And it's none other than the Klaus, the Spirit Shackle, that locks it in for Team Peps as they look to hunt down Los Caducados. But they have such a massive lead. Points need to be scored now, Jonathan.
They do indeed. Team Peps has to go. The Hoopa's the only one coming back here. They got to defend somehow, but there's just too many points raining in, too many Hundo Burgers around it. These shields are unstoppable scoring there. The Slowbro's able to connect there. Now we're looking for the Sylveon there, but there's pressure on the home pad as the Rings Unbound comes out.
Bro, we got a minute left right now. It's just over 100 points that Los Caducados have to score, but all of Team Peps is still on the field. They haven't been able to find any of the buffs just yet. That's why Bruv is sprinting down this bottom lane right now, trying to make sure that Jare doesn't get access to that. We do have that Sylveon in the top lane waiting to see if they can go and score again. So right now, with that Sylveon, with a Hundo Burger in their back pocket, not enough points on the side of Los Caducados. That is going to be Team Peps taking this with a 2-0 victory.
Oh, man. What a strong performance from both teams. Los Caducados was just able to dominate the game, control the map up until the border of Team Peps. Team Peps was able to keep control of their own experience, their own wild Pokemon that they're able to come in. They're like, you want into this Safari Zone? You got to pay the price. The price, your life.
What an effort. I mean, Los Caducados were really looking to bounce back in that second game. I think that was a brilliant effort from them. But what you've got to say is that Team Peps, they have that objective, that 2-minute mark locked down on how they play it, buddy. They dominated Los Caducados in both games there to get the KOs and then just take the objective.
Arguably, this game is literally just 8 minutes of prep until the final objective, and then once that goes in, you're sitting pretty. Now, some teams opt to be like, you can have it, we're going to go score on your home pad instead, and they win it out, and we see something crazy like 720 to 680 or something like that, and it's insane to see points like that when they rain in. But what I want to point out as well, Team Peps, they had one target in mind. Marv knew the mission, found Nyatt, and said, we're gonna lock you down. No Rings Unbound, no Hoopa Unite, no hyperspace fists coming into my face, stunning my team into oblivion. You're going down as tiny little Hoopa, like back into the mega dimension you go.
And the thing is, like, people look at the Hoopa Unite move and think, okay, people are going to use that to engage in the fight. You call your team in, but the Hoopa Unite move is best used during a team fight. You don't want to engage with it. You want to use it during the team fight because the crowd control is incredibly good in that Unite move. So to recognize that, get the slow beam onto them. That was a brilliant way of ensuring that your team is the one that wins that team fight. And to have a team that recognizes you're doing that and then finds the KO is another side of the coin, right?
Yeah, absolutely. This is going to be insane, too. Like, we got some replays here, Tano, as well. Like, look at this. Decidueye finally going down, holding the line. Surprisingly, Tank Desi did that job in the moment there. But look at the steal as well. Regilecki playing for now for the side of Team Peps.
Yeah, that steal was filthy. The way that Klaus just walks up, doesn't even look to get involved in a fight. He's just like, I'm going to throw this in there and take this objective away. It was a good effort on the side of Decidueye play. But it was very much Los Caducados again, giving themselves a lead, being really aggressive to take the KOs and take some experience away from Team Peps. It definitely wasn't as strong as the first game with Team Peps, where they didn't allow Los Caducados any approach on their farm at all. So a little bit more of space that they got themselves on the side of Los Caducados, but you just cannot defeat Team Peps at that 2-minute mark.
Yeah, that is where it was. Team Peps comes in and knows exactly what it is they want to do. They know the targets, the crucial targets that they want to hit, and they utilize this Blastoise, which came in game 2 for 2. Come on, like, that is a massive threat. They know how to use it. They know how to set up the engages for it. They know how to just collapse and take out certain targets, and they did that. Yet we saw that with the Hoopa, beautiful plays, and all throughout they're able to find and isolate targets.
So confirmation, as we have a look at the Rayquaza coming in here, of the bans. Mewtwo Y banned out by Los Caducados. Mew and Mimikyu banned out by Los Caducados. I mean, Klaus is there, of course you want to ban the Mimikyu. And then Vaporeon, Mega Gyarados, and Mega Lucario banned out by Team Peps.
These seem to be staple bans for one team, that Vaporeon, Mega Lucario, Mega Gyarados trio combo there. They're just not allowed to play. Teams also do not like that Mewtwo Y. They're saying, Mewtwo Y! Well, because we were able to face it when it was broken as an EX Pokemon. Now you bring it back as a Mega? No! It's gone! Get it out of my games!
Yeah, you've definitely got to consider that. One of the best ranged attackers in the game right now. The maneuverability it has is one of the biggest issues, along with that Unite move, Jonathan, is because not only does it put out a lot of damage, but it's not easy to catch. It's got teleport. So it's no wonder people are banning that. We are going to head to a quick break while we get the next game ready to go. I have just had a little bit of a confirmation from the production that we might be able to see the draft screens very shortly. I believe they are working on a plan to do that. We'll be the only people that can see draft as well. So tell all your friends, get them in the chat. We're going to head to a quick break. We'll be back with you very shortly.